welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make this beautiful hat sleeves, and the materials that you'll need for this tutorial are yarn. The yarn that I'm using is Alize Cotton Gold. I approximately needed about 3 balls of this to make the whole project, so just make sure you have 3 balls at hand. And then you will need stitch markers when we are assembling our top. You'll also need a 3.5mm crochet hook, a darning needle, a measuring tape, and a pair of scissors. So the measurements that we shall be considering for this tutorial are half of our bust measurement, and then the sleeve length from the top of your shoulder all the way to your wrist, and then the body of the top, the length of the top that we need. So we are going to work in panels. Let me say this is the back panel. So half the bust measurement is going to be the one here across, because you're going to work in 2 panels. And then the body of the top, I forgot to add the length of the body of the top, is this one. And then we shall have the sleeves attached onto the body of the top on both ends, and then we shall assemble each and everything together. So we are working in 4 panels, and the front panel will have a neckline shaping that will drop the neckline from the shoulder all the way a bit down to create a nice fitting for our sleeves. And then we shall assemble each and everything to get our complete sleeves. So let's get started. I will be demonstrating for a size extra small to small, but for all the other sizes I'll be mentioning within the video the instructions that you have to follow. And if you would like the written pattern, it's already available to purchase on all my online shops, so make sure you get yourselves a copy if you want the written pattern. And let's get started. So I'm going to first demonstrate how to work the hat stitch, and then we shall apply the same exact knowledge and apply it into the actual pieces or the panels that we are going to work with to make the sleeves. So my demonstration, I will do a total of 32 chains, which is a multiple of 16, plus 4 chains, which is a total of 36. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 and 36. So this is my multiple of 16 plus 4 chains. Now once you get that the foundation chain right, you're going to go into the 4th chain from the hook. So counting from this one, 1 2 3, and into the 4th you're going to place a double crochet, just like that. And then from here you're going to make a chain of 3, skip over 4 chains, 1 2 3 4, and into the 5th chain you're going to place 1 double crochet. So we've skipped over 4 chains, and then you're going to place 1 double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. 2 3 4 5 and 6, and this will bring us to a total of 7 double crochets, as you can see here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. So from there you're going to make a chain of 3, skip over 4 chains, 1 2 3 4, and into the next chain, which is the 5th chain, you're going to place a total of 3 double crochets. 1 2 and 3, all in the same chain, just like that. And then you're going to make a chain of 3 and skip over 4 chains, and into the next 7 chains you're going to place 1 double crochet into each. 1 2 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So you're going to repeat that. Chain 3, 3 double skip over 4 chains, 3 double crochets into the next chain, chain 3, skip over 4 chains, 1 double crochet in each of the next 7 stitches. So you're going to repeat that until you have a total of 5 chains left, as you can see here, and you should end on 7 double crochets and then be left with 5 chains at the end of the row. From here you're going to make a chain of 3, skip over 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the 5th chain, which should be the very final chain, you're going to place 2 double crochets there, 1 and 2, just like that. So you can see we started off with a chain of 3 and 1 double crochet, which counts as 2 double crochets, and then we've ended with 2 double crochets into the very final chain. So let's go on to row 2. For row 2, you're going to make a chain of 3, which counts as a double crochet, turn your work, 2 double crochets into the next stitch, 1 and 2. Then from here you're going to make a chain of 3, and then into the next 4 stitches we are going to make 4 double crochets together into the next 4 double crochets. So starting with this one, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the first chain of the 7, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, so you don't finish your double crochet, and then yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, you'll have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, you're left with 3 loops on your hook, and then yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, you'll have 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, you'll be left with 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, you'll have 6 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, you'll have 5 loops on your hook, and once you have 5 loops you're going to yarn over and pull through all the 5. That's how we do 4 double crochets together. And then you're going to make a chain of 5. So on this group of 7 double crochets you should be left with 1, 2 and 3 stitches, but we are going to do 4 double crochets together, starting with this stitch that has the very last double crochet in this batch. So yarn over, insert your hook into that stitch that has the last double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. We are doing the same exact thing as what we did for the previous 4 double crochets together. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the final stitch of the 7, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then you have 5 loops left on your hook, and yarn over, pull through all. And then from here you're going to make a chain of 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then we are going to increase the 3 double crochets here into 5 by placing 2 double crochets in the very first stitch, 1 double crochet into the middle stitch, and 2 double crochets into the 3rd stitch, which is the final stitch of the 3 stitches. So we've increased from 3 to 5, and then you're going to make a chain of 3 and repeat what we did here, the 4 double crochets together stitches. So after your chain of 3, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then repeat until you have 4 double crochets together. Just watch what I'm doing, or if you don't remember what to do, just rewind the video and watch this part because I explained it in detail. Then yarn over, pull through all. Then you're going to make a chain of 5, not 3, chain 5, and then 4 double crochets together, starting with the stitch with the very final double crochet of the previous batch. So alright, now we've done our 4 double crochets together, and you should see the resemblance between this part and this part. They should look the same. Then from here you're going to make a chain of 3, 2 double crochets into the next double crochet, and then 1 double crochet on top of the chain 3 on the edge of the previous row, just like that. So row 2 is basically done. So let's go on to row 3. Row 3, you're going to make a chain of 3, turn your work, 1 double crochet into the next stitch, 1 double crochet into the next stitch, chain 3, and then you're going to go into the middle stitch of the next chain 5 space, of the middle chain of the next chain 5. So this one is the chain 5. You're going to skip over all this and go into the 3rd chain of the chain 5, and you're going to place a total of 3 double crochets into that middle chain, just like that. And then you're going to make a chain of 3, skip over all this, and then go into the 5 double crochets. We are going to increase the 5 to 7 by placing 2 double crochets on the edge stitches. So 2 double crochets into the first stitch, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So you're just going to place 1 double crochet until you have 1 stitch left, and then into the very last stitch, which is this one, you're going to place 2 double crochets. Alright, so we've increased the 5 double crochets to 7 double crochets. Then from here you're going to make a chain of 3, skip over all this, and then go into the middle chain of the chain 5, and you're going to place 3 double crochets into that middle chain, just like that. And then you're going to make a chain of 3, and you're going to skip over all this and go into the last stitches, placing 1 double crochet in each of them, and you should end with 3 double crochets on the edge, just like we have at the beginning of the row. So let's go on to row 4. Row 4 is going to start with a chain of 3, turn your work, 1 double crochet into the next double crochet, make a chain of 3, and then increase the next 3 stitches into 5. And by now you should be knowing how to increase. You place 2 double crochets on the edge, then 1 double crochet into the middle stitches. So this is the edge stitch, so it will get 2 double crochets. So that way we've increased 3 double crochets to 5 double crochets. And then from here you're going to make a chain of 3, and we are going to do our 4 double crochet together stitches. So yarn over, insert your hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and repeat until you have joined 4 double crochets together. Make a chain of 5, yarn over, go into the very first stitch, this one that has the last stitch of the previous 4 double crochet together stitch, and you're going to place 4 double crochets together in each of the next stitches. Okay, now we've joined the 4 double crochets together, yarn over, pull through all, chain 3, increase the next 3 double crochets to 5 double crochets, and by now you know how to do that. Then from here you can see how the full hat looks like. At this point we've formed our very first full hat. So after this you're going to make a chain of 3, and you're going to skip over 1 stitch, and into the next stitch you're going to place 1 double crochet, and then into the top of the chain 3 on the edge you're going to place 1 double crochet, just to mirror exactly what we have at the beginning of the row. Okay, so let's go on to the next row, which will be row 5. You're going to start off with a chain of 6, turn your work, and you're going to skip over all this and go into the 5 double crochets and increase the 5 double crochets to 7 double crochets. Okay, after this you're going to make a chain of 3, go into the middle chain of the chain 5 and place 3 double crochets, chain 3, increase the next 5 double crochets to 7 double crochets, and after this you're going to make a chain of 3, skip over the next chain 3 space, skip the next stitch, and into the edge stitch, which is the chain 3, you're going to go on top of the chain 3 and place a double crochet. And this is what you should have. Now we're going on to row 6. For row 6 you're going to make a chain of 3, turn your work, you're going to place 2 double crochets into the very first stitch to make a total of 3 double crochets, chain 3, make 4 double crochets together, and by now you should be knowing how to do this. Chain 5, and then 4 double crochets together. Just like this. And then from here you're going to make a chain of 3 and increase the next 3 stitches to 5. Chain 3, we're going to do the 4 double crochets together stitches, so you should see the hearts forming. So after your chain of 3, 4 double crochets together, chain 5, 4 double crochets together. Don't forget, we always start with this stitch that has the last stitch of the previous 4 double crochet together stitch. Alright, chain 3, skip over 3 chains, and into the 4th you're going to place 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So I want to show you a few things at this point. Row 6 should basically look the same as row 2. If you're to look at row 6, it's the same exact thing that we did for row 2. Alright, so after your row 6, you're going to repeat from rows 3 to 6. 3 to 6, I'll be having timestamps in the description box below so that you can follow along easily. Just repeat rows 3 to 6 until you have the length of the panels that you need. So since I told you that we're going to work front panel, back panel, then the sleeves, which are supposed to be 2, we are now going to introduce the actual piece that we are supposed to use to make the sleeves. Alright guys, now that we know how to make the stitch, we are going to apply the same exact knowledge for the sleeves. As you can see, we have our sleeves here, and for the sleeves I started with a chain of 68, which is a multiple of 16 plus 4, total 68 chains, and start working your pattern until you have the sleeve length that you wish to have. And I did a total of 38 rows for the sleeves, and that gave me a measurement of 21 inches without stretching. And then across we have a total of 10 inches without stretching it. So you're going to go ahead and do a total of 2 sleeves because you have to cater for the second hand as well. So I have made 2 panels here for the sleeves. As you can see here, we have a total of 38 rows for each panel. And then for the front body, we started off with a chain of 84. So this is going to be the same exact as the back panel. Front and back panels, same exact rows. And then we did a total of 16 rows for the front and back panel. Right, as I had mentioned before, I had a total of 16 rows for both the front and back panel. Now we're going to start shaping the neckline and also doing some increases to the back panel as well as the front panel. So after your 16 rows, or whatever length that you want your middle body of the sleeves to be, we're going to create some extensions. As you can see here, we have a total of 16 rows here, but I have done a little extension towards the upper end on one side. This is going to create some sort of like neckline shaping so that our sleeves are not up in the collarbones, so that they can drop down a little bit. So I have already done one side, and I'm going to teach you how to do this on this other side. So you're going to attach your yarn . You're going to attach your yarn on the edge of your last row. So for this side, you will just go ahead and do exactly what I'm going to teach here, because your yarn will already be on the edge of the row. But for this side, we're going to attach our yarn into the chain 3, the top of the chain 3, just like this. And then we're going to make a chain of 6, which counts as a double crochet chain 3. And then we're going to go into the 5 double crochets and increase them to 7 double crochets. And I hope you remember how to do this. You place 2 double crochets on the edge stitches and one double crochet into the middle stitches. So we've increased 5 double crochets to 7 double crochets. Then from here, you're going to make a chain of 3 and then go into the middle stitch of the chain 5 and place 1 double crochet there, just like that. And then you're going to make a chain of 3, turn your work into the same exact stitch. You're going to place 2 more double crochets, chain 3, and then do the double crochet together stitches, 4 double crochets together into the next 4 stitches, chain 5, 4 double crochets together, starting with the stitch with the last double crochet of the last cluster. So just like this, just like what we've been doing in the previous rows. Then from here, you're going to make a chain of 3, skip over 3 chains, and into the 4th you're going to place 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So this is what we have for row 2 of the extension or the neckline shaping. Then from here we are going to make a chain of 3, turn our work, and you can see the extension starting to form already. And then you're going to place 1 double crochet into the next stitch, 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then chain 3, go into the next chain 5 space, and you're going to place 3 double crochets into the middle chain of the chain 5. Then from here you're going to make a chain of 3, and then skip over all this and go into the last 3 double crochets with 1 double crochet into each. That's what we have. Now for our very final row, we're going to make a chain of 3, turn our work, and you're going to place a double crochet into the next double crochet, chain 3, increase the next 3 stitches to 5 stitches, just like that. And then you're going to make a chain of 3, skip over the next double crochet, and into the last 2 you're going to place 1 double crochet into each. And this is what we shall get. So after this we have created that drop in the neckline, and you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn, pull through. So at this point the front panel is done, and we have a total of 20 rows. From the 16 we've added 4 rows on the sides. Then whatever number of rows you decide to increase on this part, you are going to make sure you increase your 16 rows of the back panel to that number of rows that you have for the front panel. But this time the back panel is not going to be shaped at all. You're going to just increase and work across the whole row. So continue working until you have the same exact number of rows as the front panel. So I'm going to add 4 rows onto my back panel, and I'll be back to show you what I have. Guys, so we went ahead to do our 20 rows, or the same number of rows that we have for our front panel, and now we are going to introduce our front panel, because this is the back panel, 20 rows, and then this is our front panel, 20 rows as well, but with the neckline shaping, something like this. So you can see the front panel has this dip in the neckline. And then we're now going to start attaching the 2 panels together using the loose ends that we've left behind, the extra strands on the edges. So we're going to attach stitch to stitch, and this is going to attach the shoulder area. Stitch to stitch until you get done with the extension at the front panel. All right, so when it comes to the chains, you're also going to attach chain to chain all the way across. So So we have our 3 chains. Make sure you join each chain to the one on the opposite side and then go back to the stitches the same exact way. Alright, so after this is what you'll have. The front panel has been joined onto the back panel. Then from here you're going to remove your darning needle and repeat the same exact process for the opposite side so that you attach the second shoulder. So we're coming to the end of attaching our second side of the top. And from here you're going to just remove your darning needle and see what we have right now. We have the neckline opening, the neck opening, and then when you fold it over we have the front panel that has the dip and then the back panel that doesn't have any dip. So you're going to place your work like this, and then you're going to introduce one of the sleeves and make sure the hats are facing towards the body of the top. So just place your work like this and then do this and locate the exact middle of the sleeve. So the exact middle of the sleeve is this stitch here, and I am supposed to attach it into the seam line of the shoulder, something like this. So you're going to get stitch markers and start placing them randomly across the body of the sleeves, so that you know the exact placement of the stitches as you join. Okay. Alright, I think after this you're going to do the same thing on this side. Alright, after placing the stitch markers, you're going to use your darning needle and start attaching your pieces along the sleeve length. So the stitch markers only help us to see the placement, and now you're going to get a strand of yarn. This is what your work will look like. Make sure the hats are facing towards the body of the top, so that when we wear the sleeves, the hats are facing the right direction. You don't want your hats to face down. So another thing that I forgot to mention was make sure the number of rows that you've left this side is the same exact number of rows that you've left this side, so that we have a balance for our work, so that when we fold over like this, we have the same exact number of rows to attach for both the front and back panel. So we're going to start attaching our piece. I think I'm not going to remove the stitch markers as yet. I'll be removing them as I work, as I attach the pieces together. So just eyeball and place a stitch wherever you feel like there's one needed. There's no specific formula when it comes to this part. Just make sure you don't distort the shape of the panels. Alright, after making it all the way across, this is exactly what you're going to have. Now at this point you can get rid of the loose ends. Just like that. And then you can cut off the extra strands. Like that. Now we're going to repeat the same exact process for the second sleeve, and I want to show you what we have at the moment. Remember, the panel with the dip is the front panel, and then the panel without a dip is the back panel, and then this is the sleeve. So when we fold over our work like this, like that, we shall have an open sleeve, and we shall join this later on as well, the bottom of the sleeve later on, as well as the sides of both the front and the back panel here. Then this is the armpit, and then we shall join this side as well. So let's go on and do the same exact process for our second sleeve. I have my piece here. Make sure the hats are facing towards the body of the top, and then you're going to place your work like this, and then place stitch markers so that you're very accurate when it comes to the joining part. Place your stitch markers. So make sure the number of rows that you leave on this side is the same exact number of rows that you left on the other side. And for me that was a total of 7 rows, and I want to first place the edge stitches because now I know exactly how many rows to leave behind. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. And then in this row I'll attach the very last stitch, then start attaching the stitch markers into the middle sections, just for accurate connection. And then from here you're going to start attaching using your darning needle. Alright, now that we've finished everything, we're going to fold over our work like this. Make sure you identify the right side of your work. Make sure you fold over your work onto the wrong side, because now we are going to start attaching the bottom of the sleeves as well as the side of the top using single crochet stitches. This time we're not going to use a darning needle because the rows are aligned perfectly. So we're going to start with the very first row. And you're going to go into each and every row with 2 single crochets, attaching the 2 panels together. So just go into the space with 2 single crochets, and make sure you work all the way across, and make sure your stitches are not so tight that they are distorting the shape of the sleeves or the top. Make sure you give them a fairly loose tension so that you can keep the shape of the sleeves intact. So go all the way across the base of the sleeves, and I'll meet you back when we get to the body of the top. So we're joining here like this up to here. Okay, so we are done and we've reached the armpit, and now we're going to go down the side of the top, going into each and every row with 2 single crochets. Make sure your work is aligned very well so that you don't have any imbalances when it comes to the attaching of the sides of the top or the sleeves of the top. Alright, after this I'll go into the very last stitch with a single crochet as well, and that means we've joined the side of the top, and let's see what we have from there. You're going to make a chain of 1, cut your yarn, and then we're going to turn our work onto the right side to see the final result, so that we are content, and then we go to the opposite side. So this is what we have. This is how the seam line on the inside of the sleeve looks like, and then this is how the side of the top looks like. Now we're going to stay on the wrong side and do the same exact thing for our second sleeve. So just turn your work onto the wrong side and repeat the same exact process, joining the bottom of the sleeve as well as the side of the top, just like this. So we are going all the way from here and then all the way here, and then I'll show you the final look. Okay guys, after everything, the sleeves are formed on both ends. You can flip your work onto the right side, and let's see the final look of our Valentine's crochet sleeves. Okay, this is how the sleeves turned out, and the fitting was very perfect for a size extra small to small. And thanks for watching. I'll see you again in my next video when we are learning how to make the matching skirt for our sleeves. So I'll see you in my next one. Bye.